country the size of New Jersey versus a nation of 90 million people with the world's largest drone arsenal. This is not a hypothetical. This war is happening right now, today, as you watch this video. But here's what every mainstream news channel is missing: the secrets buried beneath the headlines, the hidden weapons, the classified doctrines, the capabilities that both sides have never officially admitted to. Today, Global War Room reveals what nobody else will say out loud. Iran versus Israel. Who actually has a stronger military? And the answer is not what you think. Let's start with the facts that both sides know, because understanding the public numbers makes the hidden secrets far more shocking. Israel has a population of 9 million. Iran has 90 million. In sheer manpower, Iran wins by a factor of 10. Iran fields 580,000 active military personnel. Israel has 170,000 active troops, but with 450,000 reserves on immediate call-up, the highest mobilization level in Israeli history. Iran's military budget, approximately $10 billion. Israel's, $24 billion, with the United States providing an additional $3.8 billion every single year on top of that. In the air, Israel has F-35 stealth fighters. Iran is flying jets from the 1970s, many of which it cannot get spare parts because of sanctions. In missiles, Iran has a secret advantage that no air force can fully defeat. We'll come back to that in 3 minutes. Now, the first secret that mainstream media will never fully explain. Somewhere in the Negev desert, in a facility that does not officially exist, Israel's most powerful weapon has never fired a single bullet. It's called Unit 8200. The largest single unit in the entire Israeli Defense Forces, run almost entirely by soldiers aged 18 to 21. And from its listening arrays in the desert, it can intercept every phone call, email, and encrypted message across the entire Middle East, Europe, Asia, and Africa simultaneously. You know the Stuxnet virus, the computer worm that silently destroyed 1,000 Iranian nuclear centrifuges without a single bomb being dropped? That was Unit 8200. The assassination of Iran's top nuclear scientists, intelligence provided by Unit 8200. Syria's secret nuclear reactor, destroyed in 2007, targeted using Unit 8200 intelligence. In June 2025, Iran fired a missile barrage directly at Unit 8200's headquarters. Israel immediately imposed a total media blackout on the strike. To this day, nobody outside the Israeli government knows what was hit. Here's what nobody explains about Iran's military, and it is the most important thing to understand about this war. Iran does not have one army. It has two. The first is the Artesh, Iran's conventional military, responsible for borders and territorial defense. Standard, understood, mapped by every intelligence agency on Earth. The second is the IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, a completely separate army with its own navy, its own air force, its own intelligence service, and its own ballistic missile program, all answering directly to the supreme leader, completely parallel to the regular military, deliberately designed so that destroying one command chain doesn't destroy the other. And beyond Iran's borders, the IRGC commands proxy armies in 4 countries simultaneously: the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Shia militias in Iraq, and forces in Syria. When Israel kills an Iranian general, the IRGC doesn't weaken, it activates. This is why after 25 days of U.S. and Israeli bombardment, Iran is still firing. Here's a secret that both governments have spent decades hiding, and it changes everything about this war. Israel officially has 0 nuclear weapons. That is the official position. Never confirmed. Never denied. The reality? The CIA estimated Israel had nuclear warheads as far back as 1976. Former U.S. Defense Secretary Robert Gates admitted it in 2006. By 2021, the estimate had reached 90 nuclear warheads, deliverable by land, by sea, by air, a second strike capability that survives even if Israel itself is destroyed. This doctrine has a name, the Samson Option, named after the biblical figure who pulled down the temple on himself and his captors, taking everyone with him. In 1986, an Israeli nuclear technician named Mordecai Vanunu photographed inside of the Dimona weapons facility and gave the photos to the British press. Mossad tracked him to Rome, kidnapped him, smuggled him back to Israel. He spent 18 years in prison, 11 of them in solitary confinement. That is how seriously Israel guards the secret. And that is the weapon standing behind every military calculation in this war. Now, Iran's side of the nuclear equation. Before the U.S. and Israeli strikes began in 2025, American intelligence had reached a terrifying conclusion. Iran was less than 2 weeks away from enriching enough uranium for its first nuclear weapon. 440 kilograms of uranium, enriched to 60% purity, already stockpiled. 10 bombs worth of raw material. The Natanz facility has been struck. Fordow is inoperable. But here's the question that the CIA, the Mossad, and every Western intelligence agency cannot answer. Did Iran move enriched material to a hidden location before the strikes began? Nobody knows. That is the most dangerous military secret in the Middle East today. And as Iran fires missiles at $50,000 per interception, Israel is deploying a weapon that shoots them down for $3.50 per shot. The Iron Beam laser system, unlimited ammunition, deployed right now, in this war for the first time in history. So, who has the stronger military? The honest answer has two parts. In conventional warfare, Israel wins. Superior air force, superior technology, superior intelligence through Unit 8200, superior allies in the United States. F-35s against 1970s jets is not a contest. A laser defense system against drone swarms tips the balance. Further, every day this war continues. In the war of attrition, Iran is still standing. And that itself is the answer. After 25 days of combined U.S. and Israeli bombardment, Iran's parallel army structure means it absorbs punishment and keeps firing. Its proxy networks in 4 countries continue operating. No ground invasion is coming. And every missile Iran fires forces Israel to spend $50,000 to stop it. The true Iranian military advantage is not its weapons. It is its willingness to absorb costs that no democracy could politically survive. Israel is stronger. Iran is harder to destroy. And that distinction is the entire war. If this gave you intelligence you couldn't find anywhere else, subscribe to Global War Room.